and escape the heavy taxes imposed by their rulers. But in the meantime, the Kangxi Emperor had been building up and training an invasion fleet that successfully took the island in 1683 and incorporated it into the Qing Empire. Fast forward to today, when a number of commentators and retired military commanders have called for Beijing to retake control of the island, where the defeated nationalist forces fled in 1949 following their defeat in the Civil War. Additionally, some former military leaders have argued that the United States, which is bound by law to help the Taiwanese government defend itself, is presently unable to do so because all 4 of its aircraft carriers in the Pacific have been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Some legal commentators, including Tian Feilong, an associate professor at Beihang University in Beijing, have gone so far to call on the government to consider the use of force and argued that an anti-secession law ratified in 2005 gives it the legal authority to do so. Tian argued in an article published on the news website Guangxi that political and social developments on the island meant it was impossible to resolve the situation peacefully, and said anti-government protests in Hong Kong showed that the one country, two systems model which Beijing hoped to use as the basis for reunification with Taiwan had failed. Qiao Liang, a retired Air Force Major General who was seen as a hawkish voice on the mainland, argued in a separate article published on the social media platform WeChat that now was not the right time to take Taiwan by force. Liang warned it would be too costly and risky and said China should wait until it had the economic and military strength to challenge the USA. Beijing-based military source said the mainland authorities still hope the situation can be resolved peacefully and the majority of Taiwanese still want to maintain the status quo. Maintaining the stability and prosperity of Taiwan before and after its unification is still the top priority for the mainland, the source continued. Li Qihorn, who lectures in cross-strait relations at Nanyang Technological University in Singapore, said the articles by Deng and Jin indicated that the government wanted to stick to its own timetable for Taiwan unification. The Beijing leadership has now realized that they need to cool down the nationalist fever as calls to take Taiwan by force have become too emotional, with many on mainland social media stirring up the topic for attention, Li said. As Qiao said, Beijing realizes now is not a good time to take Taiwan back by force, but President Xi Jinping will come out up with the ultimate solution to solve the Taiwan issue. Whether China's heightened nationalistic tendencies are behind the stepped-up training missions and patrols in the South China Sea remains unclear, but amid the heightened diplomatic tensions between the US and China over the source of the coronavirus pandemic, the rising military tensions will hardly facilitate the return of normal relations between the two superpowers.